Bad gnocchi, tough, chewy, hard to digest. Good gnocchi, they should be so soft that they melt in your mouth, so very light and easy to digest. To make gnocchi, 2 ingredients, potatoes and flour. Very easy to remember how to not make bad gnocchi. There is only one way, too much flour. When you cook the potatoes and then you mash them, you don't see that, but there is water inside. But you remember to use little flour. So now imagine you have your mashed potatoes with the water that you can't see and little flour. You start to mix the two together and what happens? The water with the little flour create what? Super glue. If you touch it, you lift your finger, it's like touching a chewing gum. I'm going to boil the potatoes and the whole shape with the skin. And I need salted water. With this technique that I'm showing you, I have to start everything cold. So the burner is off, potatoes in the water, and as I said, salt. Just a little pinch of salt. What to you looks like a lot of salt, guess what? It is, okay, a lot. But not just a lot. A measured, precise balance. I added exactly 360 grams per liter. That's the maximum amount of salt that can dissolve in a liter of water. That means that when I will turn on this burner and all the salt melt, what we will have here it's what it's called saturated salted water. What happens in simple words, that the potatoes recognize that all around is way too much salt. They will push out all the water and they will completely dehydrate themselves. So then we can add very little flour and have beautiful soft gnocchi. First step, how to cook the potatoes. Remember to put like a little bowl to keep the potatoes underwater. How we know the potatoes are ready? My recommendation is to use a toothpick. So you will see first the potatoes shrinking and all have those wrinkles on the skin. Only then we start checking with the toothpick, so not from the beginning. For the gnocchi, always you have to mash potatoes, always when hot or at least still warm, never cold. Potatoes are ready. As you can see, all the salt is sticking just on the skin, so the potatoes actually are not salted at all. What we do, cut them in half. Whatever is the tool you use to mash potatoes, it always works vertically. So what we do, we put the potatoes cut side down and here, and on a sieve, push potatoes, clean, open, remove the skin. Second half, cut side down, push, clean. Now, I'm gonna push them through the sieve so that we will have them even finer, and this is good to incorporate much better the flour. I have to push them vertically. It's normal for you to do this, to push and drag them. Don't do that. Don't do that because you can see the texture can change into this gluey, slimy way that we don't like. So only vertically, like this. Nice and fine. Now that the potatoes are cooler, I put them on the scale. I see how much is the weight, and then I consider 15 and 25% in flour, of course, of the weight of the potatoes. So what we do, we start with a little bit, we see how we go, and then eventually, if needed, we add more. If it's not needed, why should we add it? Seasoning, nutmeg, then Parmigiano. You see, very precise the amount of Parmigiano, otherwise it doesn't work. Pinch of salt and the flour. I can see that the potatoes are very dry, so probably we are on the 10–15%. Now, the hard part is to work and knead the dough. So first of all, I start to work it in here and I squeeze all the ingredients together. Now, how do we knead the dough? Like any other dough, so you have to push with the palms to flatten and fold. Push, fold. Push, rotation and fold, push, fold, push, rotation and fold. And we see how we go. I can smell the Parmigiano. So you see that it's very, very soft, but I still have all the flour around. Remember what I said, the more we work it, the worse, because we are stimulating all that stuff and this turns into like a rubber. So as soon as this is ready, we have to stop. And when it's ready, when all this white flour is incorporated and we don't have dry cracks. Ready. To work the dough, 10 seconds. As soon as it's ready like this, you stop. If you work this another 5 seconds, you say goodbye gnocchi, you eat the sauce with a spoon. So I put flour, on the bottom here. Dough on top. Squeeze, smash. To give it a more regular shape. Remember, flour is the enemy of the gnocchi. Many different ways to shape the gnocchi. I show you the way I like. So, I roll them. I decide the thickness, that more or less is my little finger. So don't lift them, otherwise it breaks. Another thing very important, often I see people that when they roll, they do accidentally like this. So what they do, they rework it to put everything together. Don't do that because you are overworking the dough. And turns like rubber. You have to roll very, very gently. Now we have to cut them according to the size. And of course, I won't cut one, then another one. Okay, it takes ages. So I will try to put them a few together. But when you put them parallel and you cut them, they stick together. So I have to sprinkle them with flour, with more flour, the enemy of the gnocchi. Then always put generous flour on a tray to put the shaped gnocchi on it so they won't stick together. Don't be afraid too much because then we will strain the excess of flour. Small, we make gnocchetti. Never pick them with your hands, otherwise you squeeze them. So gently with the scraper, throw them in there, unshake, and be sure that they are all separate. Here, since we will see the gnocchi on the plate, it's nicer to have all the gnocchi looking the same, so you have to put some effort in cutting them equally. It's boiling when we cook pasta, gnocchi, salted water. So first of all, we have to strain all the gnocchi from all this flour. Otherwise it's pointless, everything I told you about the flour. So very gently, without squeezing them. The difference between cooking pasta and cooking gnocchi. How do you cook pasta? You boil the pasta. When it's ready, take it out, mix it with the sauce and serve. For the gnocchi, it's different. The gnocchi tells you when it's ready because they float. So now, throw them in. And with the help of a spider, you give a gentle stir without squeezing. And of course, if they are all the same size, as they almost are, they will float at the same time. Let's see, all up. So I grab only the one on the top, shake them, add it to the sauce. But these beautiful pillowy gnocchi are only the beginning. Come back for the tomato mother sauce, and especially for gnocchi alla Sorrentina, where we'll transform them into one of the most comforting dishes in Italian cooking. So follow now and don't miss the next recipe.